Hi, Gemini. If you want to come on in, have a seat. We're going to take a look at your ink blot we did earlier in April, and we're going to flip it for alternative perspective possibilities if you want to take a screenshot. So you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Gems, as always, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. We'll add on tarot and oracle along the way, and as well the spirit box. When you're ready, if you'd like to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Geminis, let's go. I love the coloring of this ink blot. It's almost... it's like I'm going really, really deep where to the... I don't want to say novice because that's not really what I mean, but it's in and around that area. Like to the naked eye, okay, I'll take that. To the naked eye, it looks black, brown, dank, whatever, but it's not. There is this underlying vibrancy as though... okay, we'll take that symbology. That works. The mud of the lotus, let's say, if you can dive on down with me, looks like mud, but it's like the whole universe is in there. All of the minerals, I can see everything shining. I can see like a whole new world, some sort of cosmos. And I don't know, I'll have to flip it my way. If it comes through, like, yeah, it does. Like, see it? And this is where I'm like seeing fishies and I'm going down, down, down. And I don't mean like you're going down. I mean like transcendental meditation. Like I'm taking that dive past the waters on the surface. Somebody's carved something out for you. I believe it's a female in spirit. Yeah, it's a female in spirit. Now, whether this is a guardian, guide, parent, this, that, or the other, not my concern. They're quite chatty. If they were incarnate, they were quite, they would tell you, you do this, don't do that. Why are you doing that? Like anyway, they would speak their mind to you at least. They would say very clearly, why do you do that? Makes no sense. Anyway, so somebody in spirit's like carving out this funnel. And what is it in, is it Moses that parts the sea? Yes, I will say that. Excuse my ignorance, just hearing. This is it's not the same thing, but I can almost like see the waves like parting, but it's going down. So whether you're going deeper within oneself into the individual to interconnected nature of I am, but it's amongst the holistic nature. But like if you can imagine the water parting and those like waves, when you can see like the white caps on waves, they become like a barbed wire of protection because somebody's doing this. And the way I'm seeing it is that there's this woman in spirit or woman. They're definitely both female. Now, this could be your female energy working with a female in spirit. And when you would like not hula hoop. Oh, for heavens and hot dogs. My liminal. Okay, come on. Ribbon. It was on a stick and you could like swirl it around and they're like doing it off to the side. And it all parts. We'll add on the spirit box. We are here for Geminis if you have any shout outs for the Gemini collective. And now I'm seeing a game I used to play as a kid, a favorite of mine, but it's very interesting that this has come up. So like Atari, Atari, hilarious. There's this one game called Frostbite, and there's a polar bear at the top, and you had to like,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? I had to jump down on these little platforms, eat fishes, and get so many, I think, to start building my igloo. But then I had to like not get eaten by the bear or something like that. Anyway, I can hear it. Boop, 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 boop. Anyway, loved it. And every time I like stepped on one of the little icebergs, it changed color. And that's what it's making me feel like in here. Like, I know you're seeing it going up versus the way I'm seeing it, but it's more about the coloring. There's steps you're taking through this part. Now, there could have been a parting of ways I just heard from this woman in spirit. So she is definitely in spirit. There's a parting of ways. And I'm seeing it in that holistic, interdimensional, interconnected nature. We're still connected, of course. We just change shapes and forms. On the bottom is a tower. Her passing could have been quite significant, life-shattering in some way, shape, or forms. Okay, get all rammy. Could have been quite shattering to your home, your sense of home, a certain amount of stability. Because I feel like she helps. She helped, and she still helps, and it really comes into that.
Talk with me.
Ace of Wands. I don't know if there's something that you do to recall, but like she's helping to write your next chapter and have it be flourishing and very bloomalicious. Knight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Ten of Cups. So it is family oriented. I believe this female is a family, whether it was an auntie, parent, mother, sister even. These are all females. Okay, and it looks like the child, and it is a female here, but they were married. And there's those fish. Thank you. I just swiped the board. As I'm seeing all these fish go down, there's all the fish in there. There's all the fish. Yes. School of fish. In your sleep state, Gems, you may be in a school, or when you're in meditation, you are schooling yourself. Okay, this is bringing me into the male and female aspects of yourself for this. But acknowledging the tower of something that almost toppled you, like, I don't know, it just felt very shattering. Makes me feel sorrowful when I'm there. But this Knight of Cups is like strumming, will it come through? Like strumming, literally strumming a heart. I know it doesn't always come through with the lighting, I apologize, but
I'm going.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles definitely feels like an elder female. But you're in the schooling. Something about the schooling. I'm seeing sea turtles. Old, maybe it's tortoises. Whichever one is older. It's like that's the transition, like going from a turtle to a tortoise. And I don't know if they're the same species. Doesn't matter. And then when I get down here, I don't recognize them. Like the species, I don't recognize. And I feel like that's how far deep down you're going, Geminis. You're going deep in this inner earth, inner energy, inner essence. So however you want it, because it is going down. Wow. Okay. On the bottom is new beginning. So for whatever reason, and I was just, as I was going down, there's species I didn't recognize, Geminis. In the show The Mandalorian, I think in the one episode I just watched more recently, but it was a very clear way for me to understand what it was saying. So they go back to Mandalore, their home planet that they thought had been cursed for all this time, and to find out it isn't. But they have to go in and that to find their original forge, like the Grand Forge. And forgive me if there's any diehard fans. I don't 100% hold the language. I enjoy the adventure. So they go into the planet or into this mountain of sorts to find the original forge. That's what this feels like. And there's something about the waters flipping back a few more episodes. They had to go into the sacred waters, and the one girl witnessed this strange animal or species that was said to just be a myth. Okay, so that's where I feel that's what drew me in there. Yeah, school. And there's some. Okay, and now I'm seeing like even more creatures coming and going from this school of fish. It's guarded by two. It's guarded by two something or others. That is not helpful in any way because there's a chance they transform to each soul that comes in when you're in this space. So if I was to dive down, they would be this to welcome me. And if you were to dive down, they would transform to this to greet you. Does that make sense? I feel like it makes sense. They're of a significant, even though they are under a lot of pressure, because I feel like it's underwater, but I'm not actually sure it's underwater. It feels like the water is the way to get there. You know, like if you're to dive into water and then maybe swim under something, but then you come up into, I don't know the words, what they're called. That's what it feels like. Okay. I'm going to leave that there because I feel like I've been rambling on and dragging you along through my trying to find words for what you're doing. And if it's your scry story, I feel like you know exactly what you're doing, or you're definitely in a state of trust. So when we were talking about the school and such, career came up, new beginning, and closure. Thank you. Closure. There we go. On the tower. Ace of Cups. Whoops. This is where it's not walking away from, you know, like the memory of the loved one, this or that. It's almost like walking with them by walking away from understanding the person that they were, the physical expression that they once embodied. But I'm going to walk away from holding on to that so hard because it was so toppling. And I'm going to open up to communicating with them now because they're like a teacher guide to you now. Yeah. And it's like you can hear that. You can hear that. And now it's following that by the closure of walking away. I'm actually focusing on what's in front of me. There's something about the career that I feel like this female guide spirit is talking about in regards to your career and this blooming and this book. Now, you don't have to be a writer or anything like that. It's just about the next chapter, and they will be with you along so much so along the way. Because whatever you're a student of, I want it to be clear the way it's feeling. And I'll apply human attributes to it for simplicity's sake and not to feed anyone's ego, but I'll just say it the way it is. You receive it how you're going to receive it. Whatever this school is, it's not kindergarten. It's not grade 10 of some sort. It's not even college or university. This is like a mystery school. And there's no way for me to determine like where one is at, because all the different topics and subjects are lateral. You just move around them in loops and circles. Okay, just like the barbed wire of the waves. It's just a moving around and gathering momentum, seeing where you land, seeing what sticks. Does that make sense? Okay. Somebody is bowing and creating a bridge. So if you were standing where you're standing and you needed to get to the other side, there's a bowing happening so that you can walk along my back, my spine, to get there. Yep. So this may be in relation to the new beginning, career oriented or grief oriented, whatever grief may mean to you, whatever you're trying to manifest. Geminis, I feel like I had like a weird place there in your reading. That's okay. I'm going to leave it. It's authentic. We all have them. We're here for Geminis. Something about like skipping rope, like not necessarily double Dutch style, but then also like that working out thing when people do like with those big ropes. And okay, so I'm seeing it like double Dutch style. Actually, it'd be like this way. People working out with ropes. And then I'm seeing like lassos. So I'm seeing the side of all those lassos started creating shapes of stones. Like I'm viewing a foundation, or I'm viewing the side of a mountain. I don't know what it is that I'm viewing, but I'm viewing it. And when I see, and I just had a conversation with my girlfriend about this, like in different places, stones speak. Like you can see them transform. You can see them, I don't know, just be there. Their essence, whatever they wish to express in that moment. That's what it's reminding me of. Something about water. I really, I don't know, just something about water. There's so many creatures helping this happen. And they exist in both shadow and shine land. But if I'm being very honest, Geminis, it's like we can all hold this together for so long. I think I'm back in this school. It's like all these different creatures that come in to go to meet these, whatever they will be, these guards, I'm going to call them. The influx of souls coming in and out also help create the parting of the waves. I'm seeing Dino from the Flintstones. Is it Dino? I think it's Dino. I have touched the sky, oh sunny day, my dear friend. Will they come through? And I'll try. Beautiful. Okay. I really got to move my computer back to the front. Somebody from spirit is always reaching down to you. They're with you. The braid, you're intertwined. DNA, you're probably family. Probably family, but your definition of family is one of the other. They send you messages a whole lot through birds, quite specifically, and like sudden thoughts. If you like suddenly think of them, they're probably around you. There's that teacher. Interesting. Okay, so the way I'm hearing this is when you go down to the school, and again, those human hierarchies don't exist, right? The whatever grades, this is not how I'm seeing it anyway. Maybe there's a system of sorts. I'm sure there is, but I'm not seeing it, and it's not my concern. I think you're a teacher. I'm seeing like Mary Poppins jump down. So, okay. And like you go down and you teach there. So it's like an exchange. Thank you. You are a teacher and a student at the same time. Of course, because so wise. So wise. So sometimes you go down, it's almost like in one state, I see you go down as like a teacher, and in another state, you go down as a student. So maybe you teach in one area because in those loop-de-loos of circles of all that is, you're learning something else from somebody else. Yeah. And it does have like a weird Star Wars feel, not in regards to space, but in creatures. You know, like if you watch a Star Wars anything and you're in a tavern or something, and there's all of these different creatures and costumes, and you know, I don't know if it's Jim Henson or whoever it is or whatnot, forgive me again. That's what it looks like. That's how I'm seeing it. And you have friends there. You have friends there. And I just heard, and we are also on the surface. So now I'm being brought back to the rocks when, if I'm, you know, out in the world, and maybe you can resonate, it doesn't have to be with rocks. Maybe it's the spirit of trees you can see, or grass or minerals, whatever the case may be. And you can see it. Fairies, gnomes, this, that, or the other. It's almost like the same thing. We're with you as above and below, on the surface and below when we're teacher, student, teacher, all that kind of good things. I feel like there could be a teacher. Okay, so teacher, student being of the same thing, coming in. They're very wise, like an elder. So I don't know if this is an actual elder in human age of numbers or their soul, and you're going to be able to see it, like that whole rock thing. You're like, oh, I see this, but I see this, or I sense this. And then there's some sort of like elk wisdom. They're going to possibly help carry you on the surface. What feels like a career move or area, or simply helping you move through grief. How long have I been rambling? Oh my goodness. Okay, Geminis, I'm going to get ready to close out here.
Bored.
Thank you. You're so rude. Bored. Welcome to Say. Sense of humor. Geminis, thank you so much for being my muse. Thank you to all those who have liked, shared, and subscribed, and donated through Buy Me a Coffee, all that kind of good stuff. I earnestly can't remember if I said anything, but I thank you. Okay, we are closing out for Geminis. The wise ones. The wise ones. The deep divers. Triangle, choices. Indecision. I'm landing with choices. Okay, all right. Maybe you're undecided about your next move is in regards to your career on the surface. But I feel like the choices you make from like this consciousness space are powerful. And I keep seeing the triangle shift, which is funny because now I'm seeing it as like Star Trek. Star Trek. Power. And then also there was the anchor that had behind it the key. I don't know if it's your male energy or a male in your life, or that elder elk coming in that may hold a key, and this key is inspiration. They're not the answer. They don't actually hold problem-solving skills. They're simply an inspiration to you. Something's being unlocked as your, and something about the career being stabilized and security. Even to, if it's grief oriented, I'm seeing the tower again. Stability is returning. Security is returning. Wisdom keeper of the whale. Yeah, somebody's coming in. Slow and steady. They are not going to move the same way other people move. I don't know if that will translate through their physical way of moving around or the way you sense their energy moves, right? Like the whole rock thing. They're not going to move the way other people move or talk the way other people talk. They're just going to inspire you differently. Control and change. I think you might have like a golden idea that you've been holding back on, or grinding your teeth trying to control something, even if grief is transforming, or the discomfort of career change possibility. And it's like, I want to grind. Control and decision choices and change. I'm going to put those together because I feel like it will inspire the person who understands the inspiration versus looking for a solution. You know what I'm saying? And then we have fish, gate, and challenges, achievements. Okay, this is where we're going to land because I have honestly been rambling on, but I have been diving into your ink plot because this just feels, it's just different. It's very, very different. So the fish has been here the whole time, right from the 10 of Cups and in your ink blot. I won't bother switching around. So 10 of Cups is always there for you. Always there for you. Then we were talking about these guards down at the bottom that kind of shapeshift. They protect the gate. These guards. Opportunities and home. You might even feel more at home when you're in the sleep state or meditative state, or when you're honed in with other people, like in this school, teacher, student, one big lounge. You might feel more at home there. Because this is where challenges and achievements soar. Like it feels effortless on the physical body. Okay, so you're going through the gates of home, but you can back up the gates to this current surface home. And what I'm hearing is like if you're down in, there we go, down under, if all of this is under the mountain, can I do it without, there we go. And see this person like floating up here. And it's almost like, encounters of the third kind or whatever, they're floating up, but that's fine. All of this work is being done down here. The challenge and achievement, if I may, is to bring it up to the surface and have it just exude from you and embodied. So when others look at you, and I feel like this is already happening, Geminis, if I may, the way, again, in that loop-de-loo, in some points of context, people look at you and they might even talk about you, if I may. I shouldn't go, it is what it is. People are going to talk. Let them talk. Because like that whole seeing the stone speak, but they can't place it because they're not a student teacher of this place. That's okay. Maybe they are of somewhere else. I don't know. But I feel like people are talking about you. I feel like it's a compliment. I don't know, Gems. I'm going to let you go. Amazing. I look forward to a fresh ink blot for May. And until then, have a good one.